they sent me an audio saying that the Oloje of Uromi was the front runner when we talk about people that owns cows in Uromi. So yesterday evening, 2 days ago, I called him and I asked him, Zaiki, there's this rumor going around that you are in this business. He denied it and told me that Oleimo in one cow, that if anybody can trace one cow to him, they should put it on national television. The reason I asked for Kenneth Edolite a while ago was for him to talk about it. Before I called Edolite, I called him to find out, to tell him what I was hearing and what he knows about it. And he said, he confirmed it that Oloje of Oimo one cow no share as business. That is just rumor. So before I now called Oloje, and Oloje repeated it that if anyone can trace one cow to him, that he does this as business, they should put it on national television.
The forest surrounding Esanland. There is Esanland is one of those places in Nigeria, few places in Nigeria, where you have a national park. So the Ole National Park is that park that goes all the way from after Uboha to all the way to Anegbete, or going towards Agbede and the rest of them. There's a huge forest there, some of it swampy, but this is the main forest on that side. Then circling around on top of Oria to the other side of Ubieja towards the back of Ewohimi. So this forest is very large. Our people used to sporadically hunt in some of this forest, but farming wasn't there until maybe from the 90s, and now people are expanding more into those territories. So the business of cattle rearing and the business of kidnapping, should this be isolated? Are these two different businesses, or is this the same thing? Because sometimes we confuse all of these things together. You see a small Fulani boy with 25 cows in Egbele Primary School. I saw two of them that day. They were looking at me. I went to them saying, why now they bring this cow come primary school? Now the boy tell me, say, Oga, it better for here than for inside farm. So that was a very clever answer from a small Fulani boy who was probably working for somebody else. He said, sir, it better for inside school than inside farm. In Egbele Primary School. This was in 2019, April, when I was there. I felt it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense to me. There is feed here. There is no children in school. Some of the feed is growing very rapidly. The cows come, they eat it, and from there they sleep there. So, but are they the same ones? Are these children now? Do they have backup? Are they the same people raping and kidnapping? So how are we supposed to be very intelligent about this? These are matters that I feel we have to be clear about. Again, the second one is the ownership of the cows. We hear anecdotally, without proof, that the big men, the politicians, and before I've heard this before, the Oloje himself, they are the ones that own the cow business in Uromi. But you have come, Mr. Perrot, you have interviewed the Oloje, and he has denied categorically that he has anything to do with the cow business in Uromi. There's another one that the current local government chairman in Uromi, Mr. Okoewole, Ati Okoewole, is also owns some of the herds. I have not spoken to him about this, and I know that we can mention his name because he's a public figure. He's the local government chairman. We can mention the name of the Oloje of Uromi because he's our monarch. But all of this is all conjecture. Nobody has been able to come to me or show us any proof that this is the case. And some of these entities have denied it. So if people are denying cows, and there are herds of cows in Uromi, and people are denying ownership of it, maybe we should arrest the cow first. Is that some of the strategy that we can consider? Can we go and what should we do in relation to this cow business?
Any if I don't know every job they want whether on Virginia or whether Shagarinya or everybody get out of the bush. There is no need in that because any namana they are coming from the only east, Madi Yoginya or General East. No, because these guys they have common location where they are coming from. They are full. So we cannot be looking whether the chairman you Franco send whatever. There is anybody no money, only mean achieve problem in our people. That means you are a problem of our people. You can go with Fulani too. So it's not relevant who is having it in Uromi, who is not having it. They are all a problem and obstacle. They should go. So we cannot start tracing who is trading there, who's not trading there, because this one will cause a whole lot of division and speculation that we will not have a headway.
We need to send a message. Why I just want to go into it direct is the cows in Matemoe. People own all these cows. Natemoe, they don't destroy families of mine. You know, and we know most of all these people that own this all these cows. Vurominya. If my hobby done anya cause money robona nyakio it's so mage on the general samana or cow see the local government chairman cow see. You understand me? Let's call a spade a spade. Let's send message to this energy. You understand me? Let's tell them they should tell all these people they should leave our land. They should go back to wherever they come from. We don't need to. Na pampa. Let's call a spade a spade. Let us mobilize people. You understand me? Mama didn't matter just so
what about that with this meeting? Because me, I did very frustrated about what is happening with Romy. One team Megometa was in the Minana Ewonyale. And these people, their initial land on invitation. Somebody invited Ewone read their business. I remember when I put my grandma, one of my friends, Fred. I send you the link. Ekumano. What time AB one room man, they say one room man gay ranch, no that only way the ranch go roaming. And or second the ranch, the man get different kind of animals. He will get a cow or everything from inside the ranch. That he will never get the ranch, he will also look there. And they measure the persons there. I don't want to measure them here. So we are going to say Fulani Herdsmen, they are on invitation. And we win na. So we should just call the spade a spade. Any nyani nama, any marker ni tau. Any nyani ma, any nyani ma, ma ewe mada wari. Uro mi mada wari. Nama muka akan uro mi. So we should just call the spade a spade. Any nyani nama, any marker ni tau uro mi. Be a chance a whole. Ma ne tau eklemi yes. Ma le belu. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Everybody, fine. What do we do? But we are not going to have the solution as that solution. But we need to really, because we need to think strategically. We have seen this one. Whatever we say today cannot change the fact that they are there and they're in their forest. Nobody can go to farm. Even we are even afraid to travel home and travel between that Benin to Esanland and go home. And I also understand you cannot go from Ishan to even Auchi. And from Muromi to Ubiaja and to Uboha, all those access are blocked. You cannot go anywhere. From the information we are getting from home, all the cases that is happening as we speak now, maybe there's another case happening there. So each minute we waste, something goes wrong. So if we the earlier we can look for a solution, the better that we can save somebody, a woman or child, because I think last week we saw a rape in the neighborhood there, which is very appalling. And I never thought in Nigeria we will see things like that, that they could still video it and show us how they are raping our daughters. Nobody will take that one. So how do we prevent these people and drive them away from our land? There's no need of, this is no negotiation, just drive them away.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate every contribution. The contribution is important. You know, interrogating a problem is always very important. People have different kind of viewpoints. Again is stainless. You can share just now. In his own farm, you know, he has some people working for him. And I know that there are a lot of people, migrant workers from all parts of Nigeria, especially from Benue and Taraba State. They come in to the southern areas to help in farming. They speak Hausa, but they are not Fulanese. And I know that there has been mistake in the past where some people innocently, people who are farmers, who are itinerant, who are migrant farmers, have been accused and wrongly, even in some cases, harmed or killed, mistaking them for Fulanese and herdsmen. So there's a lot to unpack, because one of the things that I know is that if people who are engaged in commercial farming or commercial farming especially, they employ a lot of people from northern part of Nigeria. And when we say northern part of Nigeria, we're including all those states from Kogi upwards. Kogi, Benue, Niger, Nasarawa, even Bauchi. So for example, you can meet somebody from Bauchi state and automatically we expect them to be Hausa Fulani, which is wrong. The Fulanis are a minority in all of these northern states. Majority of the people in those states are obviously also subjugated by the said Fulani hegemony. So we must interrogate this thing, because if we're saying there are people who are causing this havoc, who are these people? How do we identify them? Some herder says they are just minding their cows, and other people come and join them. These people, they cannot drive them away because they have guns. So what is the real solution? So we must look at that. We must look at those different parts of it before we start prescribing. Because if we say now every stranger we see in Uromi, or we go to the bush and the forest, my brother, there's a limit to what we as individuals can do. What is the responsibility of the people we have elected to represent us? What do we tell them? What are they supposed to do? What do we ask of the police? What do we ask of anybody else? Especially, and how, again, most importantly, how can we support, especially some of us who are not physically with our 2 feet on the ground in Esanland, in Edo State, and in Uromi in particular? What can we do? You know, so these are some of the discussions, and these are some of the things that we must, you know, let us interrogate it. There is no full conclusion to, nobody knows it all. So we might hear 1 or 2 things that will again help us to decide the best course of action to take while we are discussing.